Engineer Nador Cabanganan Jr. Nga, kumusta na lang po kay Honorable Board Member Fer. Always at yung mga programs. Pati probinsya, nandito kaya po na MSFM. 105.8. Okay, ma-break lang kita. Magiging bisita natin. Usang konsihal nitong catbalogan, second termer na niya konsihal. Yan, second termer na niya na ex-official member, itong Sanggunian Panaligan.
Landirin na yan yung workshop. Ito
ang PCL National Public Relation Officer. Waray ba kundi Councilor, Board Member, Honorable, Bembot, Perme. Ma-break na kita. Alas 10 eh. Nga, ni Katorimang raw nato, ni Board Member.
Kan, kung meron kang mga pagkahanap, alay na ka pagtawag gamon 543-9883.
Telephone mo.
Pwede ka mag-text sa phone 0908-872-3215.
Ako yung Rex.
Ako yung Sunny.
Aton programa ba tayo probinsya, ma-break lang, mabalik ko.
Krik.
Kalau lagi paritas, pasti.
Warak pag-charge ko yun. Ha? Warak pag-charge. Ha? Warak pag-charge. Warak? Oo, hindi mo gisasak. Maluwag bangin ko yan. Sige lang. Kiwa daw kayo. Sige, warak pa kaya. Ito. Nawara. Maluwag ko yun.
Suot kita.
Suot?
Adika yung kay ganda.
Kanan ko yung programa, Johnny. Kanan matay po din siya eh. Kontas na kaupilihan.
Public service ko. Church na diwan.
Public service portion niya. Sinira tayo po din siya.
Mate provincia.
Okay.
Kala,
Mga ito, tayo mga ganun. Ano ba itong programa niya ito? Public service portion. Wala na kumantay pa rin siya. Una ito.
pamilya na doon.
Satan.
Pagkatas.
Maluwag.
2005.
Ang batay probinsya na.
Dapat kanina kitima mo na ito.
Ito, may light ka?
Beda.
Oh.
Wala.
Ito.
Beda.
Kaya na.
Ay, pag pinagtalo mo nga tao, pinababat pa rin.
Kaya na ako.
Kaya na kayo.
Kaya ka magpapapil.
Okay lang ito. Mas mo pa ito nga. Nakakulit pamilya.
Documented.
O sige. At least,
Nakatip para lang ako.
Rex, ikaw daw, Rex.
Ito, okay na ang kabutan.
Okay na.
Okay na?
Okay na.
Sige, hindi mo barong dito. Ano ba?
Maray.
Maray. Barong mo kita.
Ay, birthday mo niya.
Iya, hindi ka pala yung tao. Ceremony. Paranganin niya lang yung inumin. tubig.
Wala pag mga pumahaw, nakakaon na dito pag istorya tayo. Bayaan. Wala ba yun yung discussion? Pero ka minutos yun eh.
45.
45 minutes.
Yes. Kulang pa.
Marami ba yan?
Okay, balik kita ang programa.
Okay, balik kita ang programa.
June 12, Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.
Okay, yan ang mga oras para natin mga televiewers sa Channel 4. Reports Cable TV, makita niyo ang mas pinagagwapo. Kaya tamang kabutan hindi. Gwapo Loyo, ako mas pinagagwapo. The Honorable Board Member, Council, the next official member, nasa Board Member, PCL National PRO. Okay, kaya pa niyo pagkilala. Kuya Rex,
Ako Sanay.
anatulbot nga, adi nalingkod.
Ako Councilor Bembot Bermejo, Councilor of the City of
The
Catbalogan.
next official member.
Ex-officio member of the Provincial Board. So I am sitting also as the representative of the Philippine Councilors League Provincial Federation, as president of the PCL Province of Samar.
And on national level, PRO.
National level, I was also elected as vice chairman for Eastern Visayas, and now I am newly elected national PRO, nationwide.
Apalisani, ako na.
Okay.
Council Bembot, Honorable. Okay lang ba? Feel free lang ha, mag-correspond.
Yeah, okay.
Para natin mga listeners, tawag ka mula pinapilagyan na paratihan ni sinisaring
Conversion.
Kasayuran.
Conversion of institutional to-
I-Council Bembot Bermejo, Chairman Hinanong Committee.
I am the chairman on Housing and Land Use Committee. I am the chairman on Rules and Privileges, the majority floor leader. And Magunsud of Catbalogan, and in the province of Samar also, I am the assistant majority floor leader. So I also head the infrastructure and engineering committee in Catbalogan, and in the province of Samar, I also head the power and energy committee. That's a newly created committee both in the city of Catbalogan and in the province of Samar.
Okay.
Okay, Sunny, ikaw.
Agi na kami update hininganing nga maaari nga sa election.
Okay. Diretso nato kay
Okay.
na natin 40 minutos.
Oo, 40 minutos na na.
Kay ambush line natin tawag kan board member kan Bermejo. Sir, ano ba yan? Di kita maglabot ng ICT and cover show. Di kita province nga amon kuan. Amon nila sinisiring nga
Dire, kasi di
may
lang-
historical background, may
Hindi na, tikangan na natin, tikangan na natin kasi anamon off the record, tabi lang kita na off the record, actually we just give a little bit of parang labog na namang baga pinaka-patilaw. Ano na hinanap ko yan? Kasi ang conversion na, di man half, di naman na city. Ano na, ayan ang
understanding.
Yeah, what do you mean conversion of the city? The conversion of the
grandstand
grandstand facility?
institutional to commercial.
Yes.
Okay, sige.
Okay. Actually, the location of the grandstand is just before no, it was considered as the ideal site for a sports facility having an area of 2.3 hectares only.
Okay.
As you observe, we have a very limited, of course the oval is standard, but then we have a very limited space for the grandstand. We have a very limited space for the bleachers. We have only one basketball court. We have only one volleyball court and one lawn tennis court. All the rest are squatters in the middle of the oval.
Ang kaligsikon nimo
Baseball, softball, nandiyan, archery, shot put, javelin throw, everything.
Okay.
So, minsan nga, minadisgrasya noon, na I think it was a running event, na lumampas doon yung arrow ng archer. Oh, because archery is being held also inside the oval. So, it's not proper. The actual size for a standard sports facility, you have more or less have to have at least 4 hectares
Okay.
so that we can come up with a standard Olympic size swimming pool.
Okay.
We can have additional covered courts. Yeah, we can have covered courts for basketball, for volleyball, for lawn tennis, and we can provide a bigger space for the grandstand. For an increasing population of the province of Samar, that area of the grandstand, which was built in the year 1960s. So, yung population before Catbalogan and the neighboring towns of Samar was siguro kalahati na ngayon ang increase.
Oh, okay.
So, noon, hindi pa rin magkasi yun. I was already in my elementary grade or high school grade when I usually watch sports activities in that grandstand. So, umakyat-akyat ako doon because I cannot go through because maraming tao during that period. During that period, in early 70s. So ngayon, na lumalaki na ang area, it's not anymore suitable. So I would like to request or to ask the people to understand why are we going to transfer it to an area suited for a standard sports complex. Okay. Just like in Biliran, they have their new sports complex and it's outside the poblacion of Naval. Because you cannot find anymore a bigger area in the middle of the city of Catbalogan. That's impossible. So
Board
yun
member,
ang primary reason.
Board member, ini-singit ko lang para antes kita magkarayo o rela pa nga istorya. Ang sari-saring ni mga some activities sa Higin Squatter, binubuhat ang activity during ito sports competition, gawas ang grandstand. Considering naton grandstand is 2.3 hectares na po. Di ba? Tapos, we need 4 hectares na magiging sports center o complex dito naton
Magiging kompleto,
so,
magiging standard.
I stand mo, board member, you are in favor han conversion, hanininga, grandstand, or institutional area to commercial, and mo itutudo pala nila ang grandstand lang. And conversion, siguro po, diri lang grandstand.
Yeah.
Na cover hill per hectares ang conversion. So, ikari ko na lang, are you in favor itong conversion?
Yes.
Para lang harason na makabiling kita o may nanatong lugar na ubutangan nga maabot in 4 hectares.
Actually, it's a dual reason. One, actually, triple. First, we have to relocate the sports facilities into a bigger area so that we can have a standard facility for the sports complex. Second, we are also trying to relocate the school site of Catbalogan to Central School. If you will remember, the old Catbaloganons remembers that there are few classrooms inside that sports facilities, which houses the classrooms and administrative rooms for Catbalogan to elementary school, which, in my opinion, in my observation, it is not applicable to have a school site inside a sports complex. Why? Pag nagkakaroon ng sports competition dyan, pag pumutok na yung baril para sa 100-meter dash, or naghihiyawan na yung basketball championship, ang mga bata, naglalabasan na yan. So, if the sports activity runs for 5 days, so bata, almost 5 days, walang klarong educational training.
Di makakonsentrate.
Hindi ka nag-concentrate, maingay, everything, maraming tao, and sometimes their classrooms are being utilized
Yes.
as venue for housing for athletes and officials. So, what would be the future of the children enrolled in this facility? Walang future. And it cannot be expanded anymore. Why? DepEd does not release money or funds for school facilities like buildings and any other facilities that has to be constructed if the property is not in the name of the DepEd. That is the new rulings now of DepEd. Unlike before, na okay lang kahit tudlok like tag-iya, sige, you can use it. But then it's temporary. So, afterwards, during the year 70s and 80s, nagkaroon ng malaking problemang DepEd. Kasi, yung mga donor, yung mga anak na lang nila, nag-claim na. Because there was no proper donation. So, in this case, the governor tried to identify an area which is owned by the provincial government of Samar at the back of the DPWH complex on the east side of the fence.
Ito kayo ulit.
No, it's in the DPWH.
Okay.
DPWH. It consists before the provincial engineer, Engineer Mati, or the assistant provincial engineer offered a 1,700 square meters area with a 5 meters access road coming from outside, going inside the proposed school site, lying or going through at the side of the fence of the DPWH, outside the fence of the DPWH. But then,
mga residente siguro niyo.
yeah, there is. That's another problem. So, when I checked the requirements for, I called up Dr. Iko, who heads the city division in the city of Catbalogan. I called them, how many hectares or square meters is the required or the requirement of the DepEd to construct a complete facility or one school compound. Sabi niya, it's 10 hectares.
10 hectares.
It's 1 hectare equivalent to 10,000 square meters. Sabi ko, that's very possible because we cannot find it inside Catbalogan. If we will be pushing that area. So sabi ko, siguro, we can redesign it. Probably, the DepEd requirement on 1 hectare was only on a 1-story classroom building, just like before. But then, at this point in time, all provinces are facing the same problem, the shortage of an area for school sites for a very fast-growing population in this country. So, the DepEd is recommending a 3 up to 4-story buildings to conserve area. This is very possible. So sabi ko sa kanya, how about the province of Samar is offering 1,700 square meters. Sabi niya, it's too small. Sabi ko, yung ano ninyo dyan, how many square meters? That's only about 1,200 square meters. The one occupied buildings, school buildings and the administrative rooms, principal, etc., supply office. So sabi ko, I talked to the in charge of the engineering, the provincial engineering. Sabi ko sa kanya, it will be very impossible. It will just be allotting 1,700 square meters. So there was another survey made by actually we have several hearings, committee hearings, about 4 or 5 committee hearings before the committee finally recommends for its approval. So we hear everybody's opinion. We try to invite the barangays, 2 barangays, Catbalogan City, Barangay 7 and Barangay Indakunan, including their members of their Sanggunian. We invited the school heads, the principal of Catbalogan 2 school. We invited the engineer in charge of infrastructure of Catbalogan City Division. We invited Dr. Iko himself. We invited representatives of the sports coordinator from the city and the province, so that they will know what is happening on the sports facility. So lahat yun, in-invite namin, including the provincial assessor, the city assessor combined, the city planning and the provincial planning of the province of Samar combined, the city engineering and the provincial engineering combined, for any other development projects probably in the future. So ako, sinasama ko na, if I conduct committee hearings, I want to be safe also, Rex, Sunny.
Okay.
Hindi bara-bara ito.
Okay.
So naman, ang relocation sana yung catbalogan 2.
And we identified that relocation site on the east side of the fence of DPWH, which finally we agreed on at 3,700 square meters.
3,000.
And Dr. Iko agreed with that area.
3,000.
Sabi niya, that's good enough.
Okay.
Aside from, or instead of 200 that they are having now, and that area will be formally donated to the DepEd from the province of Samar. So they will have a very bright future because the Department of Education will be providing funds for the development
Ang
of
importante,
education.
may the area.
My area, yes, my area, and the area is in the name of the department.
Depend na.
Just like when the province donated the property to the Commission on Audit, just like the province of Samar donated to the Syndrome, and now the province of Samar formally donated that area, that existing office of the DILG. The DILG provided funds for the building.
So, yan na sir, ang province, provincial government, mag-donate in 3,000 square meters
3,600 for the school site.
as
For the school site, ang Catbalogan
As a proposed relocation of
Ang Catbalogan to school.
Okay, andun na tayo sir, space na,
Yeah.
andun na yung fund for construction. Di ba didiskaril yung pag-aaral ng mga estudyante?
No, it will not. Our condition, when we talk, Gaisano, actually it's not final. I'm repeating it again very clearly. It's not final.
Very fast.
Yung Gaisano, ngayon, so far, I am using that name because they were the ones now who made an offer.
Okay.
They were the ones who made an offer. So, because they are interested to develop that area. So I invited them also. Sabi ko, are you willing to provide the relocation site for the school site? Because we will not tolerate, the province of Samar, especially the provincial board, will not tolerate, just like what you are thinking na malinis sa mga bata na i-develop without relocation site. No. Our condition is, if that will be reclassified, and the area for the relocation site at the east side of the DPWH compound, if it will be cleared from informal settlers, then the investor will first develop that area.
Yeah.
Equivalent to the number of classrooms that we are having now.
Okay, so
Hindi sila titigil ng pag-eskwela, hindi titigil ang mga bata sa pag-aaral. Unless, tapos na yun, lilipat lang isang araw lang or 1 week probably na ma-disturb lang. Paglipat lang ng mga gamit. But they will not be, hindi disturbo yung pag-aaral because we will not let any investor to occupy or develop this grandstand. If there will be no classrooms,
kung hirang makakuha.
kung sino man, that would be included in the negotiation. That they will provide first the relocation site. Halimbawa, meron silang 11 classrooms now, combined for classroom and administrative use. Okay, kung 11 classrooms na nandiyan, that is equivalent to what is enrolled now, yun din ang itatayo nila. It may be a 2-story building or 3-story building, basta ang number of classrooms, pareho. So kung 11 ngayon, tayo muna ng 11 rin. Okay. Para paglipat ng mga bata, walang squatter na bata. So that's your query.
Yes, sir. Nakuha ko na.
Okay. So yun, everything we are protecting also the interests of these people. We are protecting the interests of the sports enthusiasts. We are protecting the interests the deaf-ed people and the students and the community.
Nakita ko na sir, nakita ko na ang partiya ni Pet. Ngayon naman kita itong relocation ng grandstand. Actually sir, may kami ipahin kung kinahanglan ka mo picture para itong pangin ito ma-develop. May kami dito ada ang keyboards. May kami ito bubiyak. Nandito yung station na kami bubiyak. Actually sir, sa left side ng natin studio, yun ang grandstand.
Yeah. I was looking at it
Okay.
earlier.
Saan po ito i-transfer?
Ang propose-
Mamimit natin yung 4 hectares for sports
Yeah,
complex.
we have an open area of about 8 hectares in Barangay Maulong. That's inside the compound of the provincial engineering motor pool
Yeah.
in Barangay Payao. We are developing Barangay Payao because it's very near. We have to make some expansions aside from the city. Aside from the Sky City, we are looking at Payao also. Kasi ang Maulong is very hilly. Walang space. So Payao lang ang meron medyo malapad-lapad na area. Very near to Catbalogan poblasyon. So, the provincial government, aside from the motor pool area, it is still have an area of about 8 hectares. And the 4 hectares is being allocated for the sports facilities. And the other 4 hectares, it will be allocated for mixed use. It can be utilized, some portion of it can be utilized for relocation site. Because if you notice, we still have a pending problem on informal settlers at the back of the gymnasium, the old gymnasium. Although they have already received the 3rd and final notices. Because that is also owned by the province of Samar. So the provincial engineering has initially made a design for the proposed relocation site of the sports complex and the relocation site.
May disenyo na pala.
Meron. It has already subdivision plan, and the sports complex.
Kailangan ba sir mag-convert pa? Iko-convert pa yung lote na lalagyan ng sports? Hindi na.
Yung doon kasi, yung doon depende. Pag halimbawa na posto yun, because ang grandstand is an institutional.
Yes.
Institutional. Sa bagay, that area of the engineering motor pool is considered now as institutional because it's government facility. The government facility is institutional.
May propose pa kayo, relocation.
Yeah, ang relocation, kaya nga mixed use eh. Mixed use. We can easily use it for institutional, for residential, for light commercial, for light industrial. Ang ano namin dyan, yung ginagawa namin CLUP ngayon, yung comprehensive comprehensive plan. Meron kami mga mixed use dyan sa Barangay Payao because it's not only intended for residential and relocation sites. It is also potential for future investments. Kaya hindi pwedeng i-focus natin na puro residential utilization lang. We have to consider that ngayon nga may existing na yung mga processing ng crab meat, processing na naumpisahan na. So, ang ginagawa namin is mixed use. So, we can easily convert it. Anyway, the last conversion that we have, the last conversion at Barangay Purok number 9 at the diversion road of Barangay Calampuas, the proposed catbalogan City Doctors Hospital. Okay. We have initially converted now about 12,000 square meters. 12,000 square meters along that diversion road. And the local government code states that we are allowed to convert agricultural lands or any other utilization up to 5% of the total area of the city. Okay. So for now, it's only about 0.73. So malaki pa ang allowed sa atin na pwede tayong mag-reclassify. Kasi for now, we have to adapt this reclassification because we are trying to invite investors. We need investors. We have a lot of people in Catbalogan, although it is congested, and the Mayor Stefanio is negotiating with several, including SM, who wanted also to invest at the Sky City. Ang negotiation lang ni Embassy is you put up first your City Hall. Kasi alam niya, pag nagkaroon ng City Hall, ang tao pupunta. Living pupunta doon ng tao. Makakaroon ng transportation, ng ano doon. And then DPWH has allocated already an initial amount for the initial construction abroad from the Diversion Road up to the proposed City Hall. Meron sila. Inaantay lang kung maayos na yung proposal. So we are trying to look for money so that we can construct the City Hall building. Yun ang mga requirement nila ng investor. Siguro nila. Magtayo muna para dahil pag nagtayo ng City Hall, maraming investor yan, maraming mag-interest na maggawa ng subdivision. So tao yun.
Babalikan natin doon. Okay, kasi niya si June, ang atong chief technician. Remember, standby lang po ha. Alas 10:44, babalik kita. Ang mga listeners, ang atong viewers, ini programa Bantay Probinsya, pwede kami tumawag ng magpagyan na natin. Kada ito natin bisita. Mag-break la, nga mabalik luwat ang atong Bantay Probinsya. Oras, alas 10:44.
Sino ang propose na City Hall dito sa City?
It's not really a problem. Hindi kayo malutera. Kaya, ano ba lang kasi, I also requested a certification coming from DepEd that they are available at the proposed new site of with at least 3,600 square meters area. And they are very happy. If that will be realized, then we can see that they are no longer squatters. That they have their school buildings that they will consider as their own, just like our own houses. And the future of that school will grow very fast because DepEd has a lot of money, a lot of funds to give to all school sites. We have a lot of money. So, yan lang ang problema, yung mga ano lang na hindi pa pinagmamayari ng DepEd. Siyempre, hindi mag-repair yun. Nakikita ninyo, walang expansion. Kahit repair, wala. Walang pondo, kahit repair. Kawawa yung mga bata. There's no expansion. So, yun ang nangyayari. So, there are certifications. There are certifications attached on this committee report. There are plans for the proposed site indicating the proposed buildings at 3 or 4 story. There is a plan for the proposed sports complex in Payao. There is a subdivision plan in that area also. intended for relocation of the displaced families within the old gymnasium and that area beside the DPWH, which is intended for use on the catbalogan 2 school site. So everything, we have attached certification. So considering that all the reasons has been discussed by all the people concerned, all the departments concerned, sino ba ang apektado? Yun ang tinawag natin. So wala lahat naintindihan that we have to do this, we have to do this. So I made, the committee finally recommends for its reclassification.
So, approve city.
Approve the city.
What's the next move? Para doon sa
It has to be reviewed. The San Korean sa lalawigan. It has to be reviewed. And then, actually, review lang naman doon kasi ang ano ng assessment is in the city of Catbalogan. So once reviewed na okay na, then ibahin na ang classification dito sa assessor sa city.
Gagawin na commercial.
Gagawin ng commercial
So,
area.
In other words, it's already a done deal.
Actually, yes. It's the first letter sent by the mayor of Catbalogan to the Sangguniang Panglunsod of Catbalogan was dated January 3, 2017. Then, during the regular session on January 11, it was referred to the Committee on Housing and Land Use and the Committee on Laws and Legal Matters. Sa akin. And then we have a series of committee hearings, January 18, January 30, February 15. Committee hearings. And we also inspected the site. We also inspected the site of the grandstand. We inspected the site at the back of the DPWH. We inspected the site at Payao. And then, ang isa pa, yung inspection namin, and then, also, the provincial engineering finds that old grandstand structure unsafe anymore. So, they requested us to pass a resolution condemning that area. So, on the other hand, we requested the provincial engineering to formally inspect, giving them authority to inspect the structure of that old grandstand building because it's only made of wood. We have given authority to the provincial engineer and the staff engineer and all the other technical personnel of the provincial engineering to formally inspect and submit to us their recommendations or findings. So, after a week, they made a communication addressed to the governor, and the governor herself endorsed it to the Sangguniang for proper legislative action because they find it unsafe anymore.
Speaking
At
of,
any time it can collapse, it will collapse because the structure, the primary structure is only made of wood. Remember, a concrete has only an effective lifespan, very safe, for 50 years or so, using a very good and factual structural design. And wooden materials is softer than concrete. So hindi abot ng 50 years yan.
Nabigyan ang mga buwan material.
Hindi na. Saka, wala lang mga yero. So palagi nababasa ang kahoy. So we expect.
Kailangan na yun, sir, board member, Bingo Bermeo, na evacuate na yun kasi may nagka-classify doon sa ilalim.
Yun nga eh. Actually,
engineer, makikita nila na unsafe na yun.
Actually, the ball is not in our hand anymore because after the findings of the engineering group and their recommendation through the legislative resolution, we endorse it to the commission audit, which is the proper person who the rightful department or agency who can declare it to be condemned or not. Because all properties of the government, all government infrastructures are all listed in COA. So, if they decide to have it demolished, then they have to note it that grandstand at catbalogan Samar is now demolished and does not exist in the. So, nandun inaantay yung ano sa COA.
So, nasa COA na yung...
Nasa COA, long before.
Okay.
May pahabol lang ako.
Long before.
Gusto lang namin, at saka yung mga listeners, kasi yung grandstand owned by the